Welcome to another episode of Design on Purpose. This is a special episode today. I'm here with Alex and Brady in the beautiful Bali, Indonesia. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Hello.
Thanks for having us on your lovely show. Very excited for it.
Me too. So guys, it's been very interesting getting to know you over the last couple of months. But you have a very interesting project that you're working on. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, don't mind the setup here. I've got Wasabi is leaking seroma fluid on me. Theo just had a coconut bath, so we're all protected.
Theo's in his healing stages right now.
Yeah.
But Alex and I were out here doing a dog rescue mission. We're two independent dog rescuers that are from Canada, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We do a lot of our frontline rescue work across northern Manitoba. That's actually how Alex and I met, was doing the dog rescue work. And then we decided, why not escape the winter, leave Canada during like the most horrible months ever to live in Canada, and let's go somewhere warm. So we did our first ever rescue mission in Cabo a couple years ago, where we lived there for almost 2 months, did a big rescue mission, and now we're been coming to Bali the last couple of years because we fell in love with the place, and we building up lots of great connections here. And so yeah, dog rescuers. We put on sterilization clinics, do street feedings, help support the locals that are the unsung heroes, essentially, that are doing the work every single day but not getting the spotlight for it. So
Yeah.
we try to step in, with our community and the money that we're able to fundraise, kind of just help out.
What is that stuff coming out of his neck?
Seroma. It's like the fluid in blood. So we found a massive lump on his neck after we rescued Wasabi. This is Wasabi. Wasabi, say hello.
Say hi, Sab.
I'm such a good boy. And we had it removed and sent off for biopsy. And it's pretty common. It filled up with like fluid. So today he got a drain put in. So the first few days it's pretty gnarly. It leaks quite a bit, as you can see. But
Sad though.
I know, honey.
His haircut looks great though.
He did get a good haircut.
He got groomed before.
Oh yeah, that.
But now,
No, not that. No, like
His-
he's had a nice trim.
yeah, he looks really
First time he
good.
was a little scraggly, and now he looks very handsome.
Yes, he got groomed and he was looking very handsome. And then unfortunately we found a big lump on his neck that grew very quickly. So yeah, the next few days will just be a little leaky. And then hopefully in the next week or so we'll get the results back from his biopsy, and hopefully
Yeah.
nothing too serious. But
Yeah.
until then,
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then who's this little guy?
this is Theo.
Theo. I know Alex calls him Theo, but his name's Theo. How do
I
you
call
spell
him
it?
Theo.
All right. Anyways, this is Theo.
Theo was a lady reached out to us that had been trying to rescue Theo for a little while. And so we went with her to go try and catch him. Brady, actually, I think that was your first time using the dog catching net.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was quite
Was that
quite
fun?
insane.
So
yeah, I
He
mean,
did it first and she missed. So then he took
I
off.
was like, give me the net.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I know
like-
how to throw and stuff.
He's like, I got this. And I'm running down a busy street, like trying to lure him into like a corner because he kept taking off because he was terrified. And then, Brady got him with the net. He spent probably 2 weeks in the vet's office.
Yeah.
He had everything very sick. He probably lived on the streets most of his life. I think he's probably like anywhere from like 7 to like 10 years old. It's kind
He's
of
got
hard to tell.
a lot more hair since you first got him.
Yeah. So obviously, he had scabies. So obviously, it's a skin condition, mites that kind of
Leaving us?
bite away at your skin and your fur, and that's how they become hairless. So he obviously is very malnourished. He's getting a lot better. As I said, he's in his healing era right now. So every day there's a little bit more and more hair that is growing. But yeah, he's very sweet though. But this little guy took a while for us to rescue. He like didn't want to be saved, and I'm like, dude, we're here to help you.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't know.
So the lady tries to catch him, and he just started running, and Alex is running down the highway and trying to
Anytime you'll see me running.
trying to get him, yeah, trying to get him like off the road into somewhere so we can like corner him, and finally we did. And to answer your question, like, did I like doing it? I actually didn't like doing it
It's very
because
sick.
it's this big net, and like you can imagine, like if someone's trying to net you,
Oh, it'd be traumatic.
Very.
You're like, what's going on right now? And this Theo had no idea, but I'm like, sorry, dude, like I have to. And like the f- I almost missed. Like luckily I got him because like that was our last chance to get him. And like from when he first got netted from the lady to like when I did it was probably about 45 minutes. So we were like tracking him for a
How
while.
did you do that?
The netting or the
Like the tracking. How do you do
I
that?
literally was
Alex was
I was
running
pacing
after him.
behind him to not like scare him. So he's going and he would not stop. We tried stopping, we tried putting out food. He would like kind of for a second, then he would take off again. So I'm just pacing behind him, like, slow pace, not to scare him. I would like kind of duck out of the way when he would look. And then I kind of chased him into like it was kind of like a dead end where there was like a temple, and he ran in there and he went right up on the little temple platform or whatever.
Okay.
And then Brady blocked off the way out with the net. And so then we chased him to Brady,
Okay.
got him. And it's traumatic because the net, you have to like wrap them up in it. And then they're just like,
They just feel like you're like,
but then they instantly go like,
Yeah.
he fought for a second and then they kind of just like,
They just
almost like
give up.
play dead kind
Oh,
of like,
really?
yeah, kind of like they just kind of go limp and they're just like, and then we got him in the crate. And then from that point on, once we got him to the clinic, like he was
very
fine.
sweet,
He was
like-
sweet already. But yeah, like they try to bite, they try to do all the things when they think you're gonna hurt them, right? So he's healing. I think.
It's a massive job.
Oh, and we
Oh
also
yeah, that's what I was about to kind of loop into that. But we have another rescue here, kind of. It's really sad. I'm laughing
I'm
because of
laughing
the.
just because of So this was Shadow. This was Shadow.
This was one that I found, at my friend's villa, and he looked really sickly, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was like kidney problems.
Yeah, so we didn't know at first. I mean, when you reached out, he was very skinny, and mainly because he had that wound on his
You guys
back.
going to bring him in to get it.
Yeah, so our plan was get him healed up and then return him back to where we found him, because obviously he was being fed, but he was still quite skinny. He was older as well, I think. Hey, like what did they say? He was like 9 or 10.
Yeah, I
right?
didn't get that when I saw him, but I saw him late at night. I thought he was a young dog, but yeah, looked really skinny. Had a wound on his back, like hind leg on the hip, really bony.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm laughing because of the way that the Balinese have like cremated this dog. Obviously, you went over the top. You like got Shadow cremated. There was a beautiful little ceremony that took
It was
place.
so pretty, right? I feel like we should do that back home.
They do a very.
They
All these people are extremely sweet out here.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Shadow had stage 4 kidney failure. We tried almost for like 3 weeks with different IV treatment, antibiotics, medicine, but he was just getting worse and worse. So we made the tough decision to let him pass. And at least like he passed in my arms with the vet instead of on the streets. And then we got him cremated, and they wash his body and they surround him in flowers.
Oh, so
and
it
they
was
do
beautiful.
prayers.
Yeah.
And now he's here
On the table.
with us on the table. He's been living at the villa with us. But we are going to take him to the beach. We just have to link up so we can release him to the ocean.
Yeah, and I mean I got to experience just a little bit of what you guys go through, because it's such an emotional roller coaster. Like there's so many animals. It's really hard not to get attached to them. They all have their own unique little quirks and personalities.
Yeah.
And then like we had Shadow for like what was a couple of weeks or so.
Yeah.
And then like I couldn't go in there when they had to do the
Well, I went in like so tough. I'm like, it's okay, I got this. Like, don't worry, I understand. I came out bawling my eyes out. But I mean,
but he didn't fight it, did he?
no, and that's how like when I was telling you that like in the moment it feels like the hardest decision, making that decision for them, because obviously they can't do it for themselves. But it's also a kindness you can give them so that they're not suffering anymore. If he was like, a home family dog, like maybe he could have lasted a little bit longer and had like pain relief and all of this stuff that they could have done. But he was a street dog. He didn't have a family. He didn't have someone to continue the medication. And all that it was doing was prolonging his life by, I think the vet said like he maybe would have another month. And we didn't want him to suffer. So normally, if a dog isn't ready, like they'll fight the sedation before they do the euthanasia. And when they put in the sedation, he had already passed.
Yeah.
So it was like his way of telling us that he was, he was ready to go. And I mean, you saw him, he was trying to bite and fight and do all the things when they were trying to get him out of the crate when we were going to take him. And then when I had him in that room, I was holding his head and he was just asleep in my arms. Like he wasn't fighting anymore. Right. So it's like,
yeah, he knew he it's like he wanted to go.
He was ready to go.
Yeah. And how often do you come across that kind of situation where you have to actually put dogs down? Is that common?
No,
we haven't.
Yeah.
Much. Like it is, I mean, at least like my experience with doing the rescue work, it's been very rare, which is like a good thing because we obviously have had to go through that and like make that tough decision, and it's like one of the worst decisions like you have to make. Obviously it gets harder the longer you know that dog and create a bond with that dog. Doing the frontline rescue is one thing, right? But then when you have to bring that dog into your care and you're standing right next side by side with that dog, trying to give it a fighting chance to survive, and you're really putting all your effort into it, and when you ultimately have to make that decision where this dog isn't getting better and you've been doing everything you could to try and save it and it just doesn't want to live no more, and you have to make that decision, that's probably one of the toughest things to do.
Because we did it last year. We had a dog that same thing, we fought pretty hard. Like, it's one thing, like I'll say, like, we will do everything and anything. It does not matter the cost as long as the animal's not suffering. I think you have to draw the line at some point to say, like, is their quality of life still here? Again, I do think it's different when it's a family dog because it's more of an attachment that people they want to prolong their life for themselves so that they can have more time with that animal. And I would probably do the same if it was one of our dogs back home. But that's selfish, right? Because it's like you want it for yourself. So it's like we had to do it last year with a dog named, our first year with a dog named Otis. Same thing, like we fought, we did everything, and it kind of got to the point where it was like he just wasn't getting better and he was progressively getting a lot worse. I would say in all my like 15 years of rescue, I've maybe had to help 10 to 15 dogs cross over.
Yeah.
Out of thousands.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've had some that have passed on their own, like with parvo and other things like that, but that we've actually made the decision. Yeah, it's not that many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you guys do amazing work. And I mean, like, what about the vet bills? You guys must have crazy vet bills, right?
Yeah, I mean, your money
and cremation bills sometimes.
Yeah, that was actually surprisingly expensive.
Yeah, Alex was going through I walk in the other day, this was yesterday actually, walking to the villa, and she's updating the spreadsheet of all of our costs during this Bali rescue mission, and she's like, yeah, I think maybe next year you should be in charge with the finances. I'm like, well, why? What do you mean? And she's like, well, the vet bills have been pretty expensive. I'm like, well, like, how expensive can they be? Like, we've been here the last couple of years. Like, we kind of know how much things are roughly costing us, for vet bills. She's like, yeah, well, Shadow's cremation. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Like, how much was it? Like, thinking like into Canadian dollars, like maybe like $100. And she's like, no, like a couple hundred. I'm like,
a couple hundred, 300.
So yeah, anyways, the vet bills are expensive here for us.
But not compared
to back home, though.
Yeah.
Not
fraction
yeah.
For us.
And then you guys also, like, you take some of these dogs back to Canada, right?
Yeah.
So what about that? That's costly.
Very. So
yeah.
Our main mission, I think, now that we've been coming out here and we've kind of seen how things run, like the first year we were able to get all of our dogs adopted out here. We didn't fly any dogs back the first year. And we got really lucky. We found amazing adopters. The second year, we did get a dog adopted out, and then it was poisoned and unfortunately passed away.
Oh, the dog was poisoned.
Yeah, there's a lot of people
out here.
Yeah, dog poison.
What's going on with the dog situation in Bali? Like, why are there so many dogs on the street?
This all comes down to
sterilization. This is why our biggest, we understand that Alex and I cannot save every dog that we come across. There's just way too many, especially on this island. So our biggest mission when we go on these dog rescue journeys is to help curb the problem, and that thing is sterilization. If everyone would just, spay or neuter their pet, then you can at least help overpopulation of dogs, right? So we try to here to put on as many sterilization clinics as we can. We find our money goes a lot further that way. And then at least the dogs, okay, they're getting sterilized, but they're also getting vaccinated and a rabies vaccination as well. So,
And
yeah.
it spreads awareness like amongst the communities here. So we try to set them up in more remote villages that maybe don't have access to the vet care that people have like in the busier areas. Some of the vets, sometimes it's like an hour drive for them to get to a vet clinic. So we find it's a lot of the locals will bring their pets that they own to come to the clinics to do sterilization, vaccinations. Maybe they can't afford it. So we cover the cost of all that. And then we also bring in dog catchers. So they go around and they net the dogs like Brady did with
That's when I first saw it.
Or
last year we did our first like blow dart. Blow dart.
Dude.
And it's insane.
That's how Shadow got.
Yeah.
The blow dart.
You saw how traumatic.
Yeah, he was puked.
She said that's how Shadow got.
He got.
He did get got.
He did.
And it was so sad. Like the video he sent, and I was like, is he dead? Like it was a very traumatic video.
But it would look so skinny and like
yeah,
everything, and then he was keeled over like he'd obviously puked. I don't know what's on the dart, but like that was crazy because Alex put me on like a group chat with the dog catchers, and I'm watching the whole like them like stalking out the dog, and they're like sneaking behind and sending little videos on the WhatsApp, and then you can hear them like laughing, like like they're scouting out the dog. Yeah. Shadow's like looking at them like. It's wild.
I probably should have I should have warned you before, and then all of a sudden the video comes and he's just like he's been caught, and you were like, "Is he dead?" I was like, "No."
That was my first time experiencing this. Was last year during one of our sterilization clinics with Baba here, and they brought out dog catchers, and I was like, "That's very interesting," because back home. It's a good concept because sometimes we'll live trap a dog, but sometimes dogs are too smart to go into the trap.
Or you get the wrong dog.
You can get the wrong dog.
Like because you bait it with food, and then it's like there's so many dogs running around that like you might get the wrong dog. So with a big net like that, if you can get somewhat close to the dog, it's a great idea. And then also the blow dart, understand that it's not harming the dog.
No.
All it does is sedate them in a way where they just get super wobbly and then they just fall down, and then you can bring them and sterilize them and then release them back. So that was my first time experience of last year seeing the dog catcher, and then I finally this year got to net my first dog, which is Theo.
Yeah. Now you can bring it back home to do it.
Yeah. And Alex and I were talking about
safer too. Like a lot of the time we'll just grab dog and like if you get bit or something, right?
That must be so dangerous. Actually, I saw a video going around yesterday of a girl that had just had to go through like a whole facial reconstruction because she got bit by a dog. Yeah, like her nose got bit off and they had to take a piece of her scalp and put it on her nose. And then her nose was all hairy because of the
I think I saw that. Why was there hair?
Because they took from somewhere, I think, on her scalp or something.
Yeah, I saw that, and she just like shave her nose.
Yeah, exactly. It's awful, but like
that's awful. Yeah,
but that must be dangerous because you picked up what's the other dog that you got? You've got one that's a Tria that's got some
she's paralyzed
right now.
Yeah, she's got wheels.
Yeah, that
wheels.
Yeah.
So when you grabbed her, like she was in. Tell us a story about Tria because that was really sad.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we got an alert from one of the ladies that we do help out here. She's a local rescuer. She's amazing, Etta. Someone had contacted her and said that they heard a dog scream. I think it was like the night before at or 2 a.m. or something. They went out to check and they saw it was Tria had obviously been hit by a car. I don't know why it took 2 days for them to contact somebody or what the situation happened there. But anyways, so we got the alert. We were at the gym and we were like, okay, we'll go right now. So we left. I was wearing a little white dress and you were wearing white, and I was like, we bought clothes from Nirvana.
That's right.
Like, we can't go rescue.
We didn't know we're going to rescue. Like I'm going to start my day at the gym working out.
Yeah. So we bought like Nirvana's like workout clothes and all black. And we're like, okay, now we're ready.
Just like if we get it dirty, like it's all good. Like I had a fresh like white tank and I'm like, I don't want to get this dirty. I was just shirtless, but I'm like, maybe better to just have a shirt on.
Yeah. And I had like a little,
and you had a white dress.
for some reason.
You guys are out.
Yeah.
You're like Superman. You're like,
Yeah,
get to the
we
phone
switched
booth,
it up.
switch out your clothes.
We called one of the Grab drivers that Brady's gotten close with.
Man,
Brought
I
us
gotta.
in.
These people out here are like incredible.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we don't drive bikes out here, but we just order Grabs, and
We knew we didn't have the exact location.
yeah, I've met so many amazing Grab drivers that like
Yeah.
are such beauties. They end up like, have a conversation. They ask us what we do. They ask about the dog stuff, right? And then I'm like, oh, they love dogs. And then I end up getting their contact for times like this. Like if I need to get a ride somewhere quick, like some Grab drivers aren't cool with like driving me somewhere to go pick up dogs, right?
And we didn't know exactly where we were going, her
Like
location.
in a car, obviously.
no, on a
No,
You went on the scooter.
Because we're like, we need to get there as fast as humanly possible.
So I thought on the way back we'd be getting a car, but
Yeah.
at least on the way there, I'm like, we got to get there as soon as we can because we got to go get Tria. So I hit up my buddy Andika. I'm like, yo, bro, can you come pick me up in Nirvana so we can go get this dog?
Yeah.
He didn't even question. Like he didn't even ask me like, yo, where are we going? He said, yo, I'll be there. I'm like, dude, what a beauty. And I'm like, but I need 2 bikes. He says, all good. I'll get my friend to come. So they met us there in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I just said, I don't know exactly where we're going. Call Etta on the phone. She can kind of explain to you where we're going. And then all good, got there. And then on the back of the bike, when we got to Tria, we drove to the vet. Like she was in the crate, and I held the crate like this on the back of the bike. It was insane.
Again, because it was like middle of the day and we're like half an hour away from the clinic.
Yeah.
We're like, if there's traffic, it's going to take us 2 hours. Like the traffic was insane. So we're like, okay, how do we get her there as quick as possible? Because she was freaking out. Like it was very traumatic. Like she was hiding underneath the car. She must have like dragged herself.
Can you imagine that though? Like just
Horrible.
lying there, like
and it was so hot out and like
paralyzed. Like just to give some context, like this dog's been hit by a car.
Yeah.
Completely paralyzed from like the waist down.
Yeah.
Not spine fractured, just lying there on the side of the road, waiting to die, basically.
And then like the only way I could grab her, like it was such a tight space, like I could barely fit my arm underneath there, and I had to grab her by the scruff and pull her out. That was the only way I was gonna get her out, and she just so traumatic for her again. She's just freaking out, crying, trying to bite me, and I'm like, for me, it makes me feel terrible too, because I'm like, I don't want to put her through any more pain, but unfortunately,
it's the only way.
It's the only way this is gonna be one last moment in her life where she's gonna feel this sort of pain or fear or some sort of trauma, because after this, we're going to make sure that she's gets the best life ever, moving forward. And that's exactly what we're doing with her now,
We didn't want to like grab her leg. Like we didn't want to move her too much just in case like she wasn't fully, like if the spine wasn't fully fractured, we didn't want to like risk causing more damage. So the only way really was for Brady to just pull her straight out. And then we laid her on the ground.
Yeah, and even that's like risky, isn't it? Like you see people with spinal stuff, like they always tell you
it's very, very
really
scary.
still. But what can you do in a situation like that?
Tough.
Yeah,
you're not going to put a backboard on it.
We could tell. I mean, I could tell pretty much right away, even just how she was laying, that she was likely paralyzed. Like just with
her legs just looked dead.
Like
when she was laying under there, I'm like, no feeling in her legs.
But isn't it miraculous how they how happy they can be?
Well,
like I've seen videos of this dog, and we went and
amazing?
saw her in the clinic, and she was so happy, like obsessed with Alex.
Yeah, she went nuts. She's so cute. We heard like when we went to go get Shadow, we heard like scream barking, and we're like, what is going on? And then we went in there, and it was Tria, and she'd obviously heard my voice.
Yeah.
So she was going nuts. And then when I opened the crate, she was like in my arms, like just. And that was the thing. A lot of people told us to euthanize her. That was. So this is another like example of that. And it was like, maybe if she was an older dog and she had no fight left in her and it'd be different. But after a few days, like she was like not wagging her tail. Does she wag her tail?
I don't think so. That tail is.
Aw. But like
her eyes like sparkle.
Still wiggles.
Yeah, she looks so happy. Her face.
She wiggles. Her body wiggles. Like she does like the shimmy shake. Like she's so happy to see you. Yeah. And so finally, we ended up moving her to a different vet clinic that just had a bit more space. And then we brought her home, and she was like cuddly and loving and so sweet. Unfortunately, our villa just like wasn't a good fit for her because of the pool. We didn't have a lot of green space. So she went to a friend's place who has like massive green space, and he has 2 other paralyzed dogs. And she got fitted for a wheelchair, and now she just like zooms around.
And we got her a wheelchair built.
And she's going to go to New York.
And like she's just like scooting around now.
Yeah, I saw some footage of her.
Yeah, she's so cute.
She's like super quick on that
She's
thing. And
so cute.
now, like I saw one the other day you posted.
Yeah.
She's whizzing around the place.
Crazy, like playing with the dogs, like motoring.
Yeah. So, is there any other dog that we haven't mentioned on this trip?
We have
There was-
Jack.
Well, we have yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There-
Tell us about
Kiki.
Jack, because there was another dog you had, Jack, that had completely ripped open his whole arm, right?
Right
It was
to the
completely open to the bone.
that one really like from our, I don't know what's the right word, but it just when we got that alert about the dog, actually it was from
My brother, Johnny.
Oh, yeah, Johnny
gave us-
Johnny Blumberg.
Yeah, he gave us the message about it, and I was like, when we got there, well, he sent us video, and I'm like, okay,
It's hard to tell.
hard to tell. Sometimes like we get so many alerts, like pictures and videos of dogs. Also, you don't know how severe it is. Also, you never know the size of the dog. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get there and I'm like, oh wow, that dog's a lot smaller than
Yeah.
it was in the video. You know what I mean? So we get there, and when I see it in person and you can like smell it, I'm like, this dog's arm is done. Like they're fully gonna have to amputate it. This is what we thought.
It was right down to the bone. He
Right,
couldn't
you can
walk.
see the bone. It was just narcotic or necrotic, right?
Necrotic,
That's the word?
yeah.
Necrotic. Anyways, just really, these vets really amaze me out here. The fact that they're able to save his arm, and
It was a long
it was a-
journey for him.
but like now it's like
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't even tell that like
Yeah.
he had his arm fully opened.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, for it to get to that point, he had been there
He'd been
for a
stuck
long time.
Long time on the
With
streets.
people just passing by, like I think
People
that
just so desensitized to it,
Yeah.
really, aren't they? Because it's just so common. You see dogs everywhere here.
I think that's the thing. Like the people out here, they're just, this is what they see their entire life. So you do start to become desensitized to the situation.
and
Yeah, I guess
people don't think there's anything they can do, which is completely inaccurate. It's like, I mean, someone did spray his arm, so there's like a spray. That's why it was all green around. That helps so that the flies won't land on him. So I mean, a local probably would have had that. Did try to do that at least, but I think a lot
That's
of
going to do
people-
nothing. It
Yeah, a
just
lot of
gets
people
septic
see
and-
these dogs and
Yeah.
they don't know how to help or what to do, so they just kind of ignore it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what's the plan then? Like, this is an amazing operation you guys have got going on, and it's completely self-funded right now. Oh, you've got
We do
donations.
donations,
You do
yeah.
donations.
Yeah.
So like, how does that work? Are the donations covering the work that you guys do at the moment?
when we go on our dog rescue missions, like when we come out here, for the most part, it covers it all. I think, last year we were out of pocket. Obviously, we were trying to get dogs, adopted and getting them out of here. So it's a pretty big expense.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we have a great community that we built up through our socials, and they really support the work that Alex and I do. So, yeah, obviously, every single year is continuing to get bigger. We're continuing to raise more money, but yeah, obviously, this is just a strong passion of ours. This is something that we just do on the side. It's just, we love dogs. We have 3 dogs, soon to be 4 dogs back in Canada that are our kids. They're literally our babies. And I think what keeps us going, even though we see so many things I wish we could unsee, there's so much heartbreak in rescue work, and it's not always sunshine and rainbows. It's very tough work.
Oh, I could not do it. Like,
Mentally and emotionally, it's tough. But I think what keeps us going back and inspires us to keep going back every single rescue is our dogs at home. Our dogs that, are rescues and that live the most epic life ever now, and they're extremely spoiled and loved. And that's what every dog deserves to feel is to be, getting healthy and to live a great life and to be loved and to be cared for. So, yeah, it's a very strong passion of ours.
no, it's amazing. And then you guys obviously have other lives outside
We
the
do.
dog rescue, It's like a seasonal thing, right? Like, because Brady, you're playing football starting again in March. Did you say March, April? Season starts?
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess it really never stops. So like
we do rescue work all year round.
yeah.
You go back to real estate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so like my career is real estate and Brady's career is obviously professional football. But we go on rescue runs. I would say like back home every other month we do a big rescue run with the group that we work with, Canine Advocacy. Um, but yeah, when we're out here, like our primary focus is that. So we have like a full 3 months to really get the work done. So yeah, when we're home, we still are very much involved in rescue work. And then when we come out here, that's kind of our, one of our primary focuses that we do. So we have like a full 3 months to really get in all the rescue work we can. And when we get home, it's definitely busier for Brady than it is for me.
I mean, obviously, like,
but we still do a lot.
Yeah, like we still got a life. Obviously, I think that's what's good. What's good and unique with Alex and I is, we come across lots of people in this space, with dog rescue, and it starts to consume them. They don't have set and clear boundaries in place where, and then with Alex and I, we still have a life. We still like to do things that we enjoy. We enjoy, a healthy lifestyle, going on epic adventures with our dogs, having movie nights together, like still like doing things instead of letting the rescue work like consume you, because we've seen it happen too much. But obviously this rescue work never does stop. Even when we go back home, we could go out every single day and rescue dogs if we want to, but obviously we set up clear boundaries, and obviously when I get into my career that makes me money so that I'm able to come out here and, live in Bali for 3 months out of the year and train out here and do the dog rescue stuff and go on epic adventures with Alex. I play professional football. So training camp starts May 12th, season starts early June, and it goes all the way to middle of November. So obviously it's a very strict schedule. I don't have that much time during the course of the season. Obviously there's 3 bye weeks that we get where we'll have an entire week off.
Yeah.
Usually when Alex and I like to go and do a big dog rescue mission, but there's still a day off I get every single week. So I do make time, but again, we like to spend lots of time with our dogs and take them on adventures. But yeah, the life during season is extremely busy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Lots of training and good training for dog catching.
Yeah.
Alex always says that. Whenever I have to like run after dogs, or like sometimes I have to wrangle dogs, or like, the dog catch right now with the net this year, she always makes comments like, see, your off-season workouts are paying off.
Yeah, exactly.
For the real game.
For sure, though. Like, that footwork.
Yeah.
You got to outsmart that dog, and they're smart. And my job is to be able to make sure I stay smaller than Brady.
Oh, yeah, because I've seen videos of you. You get pushed through all the holes and under the crawl spaces in that.
I try to
literally under houses that are falling down, and Brady's like, well, I can't fit under there. I'm like, I guess I'm going.
You're like worming through. I saw you go down a tunnel once and pull out puppies.
Yeah, a drainage pipe.
A drainage pipe.
That was insane because that was like tiny.
That was tiny. I don't know how I fit in there. My body contorts. When I see like puppies in need, I'm like, I'll just fit. It's just like, those like dolls that you can like blow up and then like suck the air out. I feel like that's what I can do with my body.
I don't know that, but sure.
I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, or like a house, like we'll be like digging under it so that I can crawl under, and like the foundation is literally like falling down. And Brady's like, don't worry, I'll pull you out. I'm like, oh, good.
That's so funny.
But it's always worth it.
That's so funny. So what's the vision for the project? Because you guys have got a few things in the pipelines, in the works.
Wow.
The drainage.
Wow. There is.
Can we talk about any little bit of anything,
so
like a little teaser?
Yeah, of course. So Alex and I think one day, the end goal would be to have some sort of acreage, big piece of land where we can, build a sanctuary where we can have, dogs that we rescue that are up for adoption, and maybe even have, long-term fosters there that we rescued, maybe senior dogs that can live out the rest of their life with us. Also, maybe bring in some farm animals like rescue pigs, rescue horses, rescue goats.
Rats.
Like any rescue animals, like have some sort of like barn.
I'm getting my rats.
Yeah, sure, get rats if you want. Anyways, that's like.
Oh, he said it live on camera.
He says it sometimes, but then when it comes down to it, he's like.
Anyways.
But yeah.
That's like I think eventually that's what we want to do, have our own foundation, charity. So right now we're individual independent rescuers that we do volunteer with the charity back in Winnipeg. But right now, when we travel too, we want to help as many people as we can. We find it's very, very important, and people need the support, especially out here. So that's what we do. But there's one thing
Ooh, oh, wow.
that we've been working on, man, and it's gonna happen.
We're right there.
We're right there. I can see the finish line, and we've been working on this for
Football reference. Yeah.
over a year and a half now. Almost.
No longer.
It feel like ages, but we're
Yeah.
at the point. It's going to be very exciting. I
I
think
don't
it's
think
gonna
eyebrows do that.
it's gonna be
Oh yeah, why?
it's going to raise a ton of awareness for what we're doing
Yeah.
here, and at the end of the day, shine a light on all these dogs that need help, and ultimately find dogs their forever home. So I think that's all we can really touch on about that.
Okay, that's
Because I don't
exciting.
know if there's like some sort of like NDA or something like.
Well, we haven't signed it yet, but
So there's a little teaser, something
Yeah.
coming.
It's gonna be very.
Can't say too much
very
about it.
good, very
Yeah.
good, and
I'm excited.
I don't want to
I'm
say.
excited for you guys.
yeah, it's been a journey.
So just on that though, talking about forever homes for dogs.
Yeah.
Why is it such a challenge to find homes for these dogs?
In Bali,
Well, like, yeah. Well, is it particularly in Bali?
Yeah.
Or what?
I would say like back home, rescue has gotten very popular. Like it's kind of like, not that it's like frowned upon to get a dog from a breeder, but I would say it's becoming way more recognized.
Yeah.
And there's so many breed specific rescue organizations now. So it's like you can get a golden retriever rescue. I mean, there's Wasabi.
Like, yeah.
You can pretty much get any type of dog from a rescue now if you look hard enough and you do the research to find it. But in Bali, I think the problem is that there's a lot of people here that are transient. Like is that the right word?
Yeah,
Transient,
yeah.
Transient, yeah. Like they're in and out, right? So it's like they might be here for 6 months, then they leave for 6 months. It's very difficult to get dogs in and out of Bali. I know, my God.
He's got a little cold there.
Yeah. He's got lots going on still.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to get dogs
He's
in and out of
really
here. They've got
stinky.
really strict regulations here with dogs, don't they? Like in terms of like traveling.
Yeah.
That could be, is it because of the rabies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
considered a rabid country.
but it's obviously there's a rabies vaccine for a reason. But yeah, like we meet lots of Aussies out here, obviously, and I heard it is extremely.
It's a 6-month quarantine to bring a dog into Australia from Bali. So it's like, I mean, it's doable. Obviously, anything's doable. But if I had the choice for the dogs that we rescue and that we bring in, I'd rather oh, you're so stinky, my guy. I would rather get them back to Canada where we know what kind of life they're going to have. Not to say that dogs won't have a good life here, but it's just different, right? Like a lot of dogs here that are owned, the people are lovely. They love them, but they live outside. They wander, they do all these things, and that leaves them susceptible to poisoning, the dog meat traps.
Oh yeah, so tell us about that, guys. What's this deal with the traps? Because you had one dog that had
Yeah.
Was it a fur ball? What was
I
that?
think he's about to puke on me. Are you good? Yeah, good guy.
There was one dog you had.
Yeah, Steve.
And Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
He had a
neck.
he had a neck trap. So why are they putting these dog traps out there?
To
What's
catch
the deal?
dogs for the meat trade. So
Is that a real thing?
yeah, unfortunately.
Where's that? Is that international?
Jakarta, Java,
Oh right. So that happens in
and
Indonesia.
here. There's restaurants here that serve dog.
Really?
Yeah. So last year we met some really amazing people that are high up in, well, I guess the government.
I guess the government here.
Yeah, it's like CIA stuff, but it's not. They're just like in the government. And they work really, really hard on defending animal rights as far as like the meat trade goes. Where they work in those areas that they work in, it's very common. Like on the daily, they're rescuing dogs that have been trapped for the meat trade, that have been kidnapped from people's homes, that have been, they wait. Like, so there's a lot of street feeders is very common here. They'll have a group of dogs that they feed every day. And these people will wait until the dogs are like healthy or like put on some weight, and then they steal them for the meat trade.
No way. Do people know they're eating dog meat? It's like a delicacy or what?
Yeah,
I think it's a delicacy. I think it's
you
very
for sure know, like you're not
It's
gonna.
No, because I tell you why. There was this restaurant
You think you
in
ate
my
that one?
local town, and they got busted from stealing like ibises from the park across the road, and then they were
Stealing
serving
what?
like, you know what an ibis is? In Australia, we call them bin chickens. They're these white birds, water birds with these big noses, and the restaurant was like taking the ibises from the street across the road and cooking them and putting them in the like Chinese food.
Yeah, so
They got busted.
really?
It was like this whole
So people
operation
didn't
they had
know.
going. No, people
Yeah,
didn't
so
know.
I think here, Donnie, the guy, what's his thing called? Animal defender.
Animal defenders.
Yeah, so he has a shirt actually that has all the different names for dog meat
In
in
Indonesia.
Indonesian
So you can like look for
shirts.
it.
So you can see if it's like what's on the
Like,
menu or whatever. But I think a lot of
Oh,
people
okay.
that are from like, I don't know. I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't know the exact like
Yeah,
proper terminology for what group
yeah.
of people.
yeah, I don't know
it
who. I
is.
have no idea. I just know like the dog meat trade goes on in Indonesia.
And it's
I just don't know really.
But
primarily
why
the
did you
people
tell me
outside of
stories
Bali.
about like you said some stories about them like taping up the dog's legs and stuff like that and putting
Yeah.
them in the back
Well,
of
yeah, I
trucks.
mean,
Well,
we
we've seen
we
it.
see it through like social media. Like we've never like seen that physically, like with our own eyes.
No,
The
one
dog
time
went
we
through
went
that.
to go try to
One
find a dog
one time we got a message about a dog that was being
dragged behind
dragged behind a
his
moped
neck.
and was tied up. We never saw that. We went around to all the restaurants in the area that we thought are like cafes,
Asking them for
asked for CCTV, but
Uh,
anyways, we've seen it on social media. Like there is some great accounts out there and great individuals that are trying to save dogs from the dog meat trade. And yeah, you see them like their snouts are tied up, their feet and hands are tied up, they're in
bags.
cages or in bags. So it's a real thing, obviously, because like I've seen it
And I've seen
through
it from
socials.
Thailand.
Yeah, so it's just
Super
it's
sad.
sickening.
I saw something really hectic the other day. I was cruising up behind this ute. Oh, you call it a utility truck, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there were have you seen them put the pigs in those cage things, and they're lying there like
Ugh, I hate
in
it.
those cages, the babi gulings.
Yeah, Bobby Gulen.
Oh, so hectic and so loud. Like
So
they're
sad.
squealing and
Yeah.
stuff in the back of the truck.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, super sad. So let's go back to the future then. Let's go back to your animal sanctuary.
Yeah.
What's how far away is this, you think?
I think a lot's going to start to transpire in the next
I think.
year with everything going on.
When the
And
special
little
thing
da-da-da-da.
comes along?
Depends, I think. I really do think in the next 3 to 5 years, like things are like going to start to transpire in our life. But again, with that being said, I think, that's maybe so amazing to have our own thing like that where, we can call it ours and really start to help, more animals. But then also, Alex and I still want to be able to travel around the world. And like I said, our big mission is to help others, not just dogs, but people that are helping the dogs. Again, the unsung heroes that are doing the work every single day and no one knows about it. So we want to step in and help them out, especially financially, like step in there and say, hey, like, thanks for doing this. Like, keep going. Like, we're right there with you. Like, we will support you. So if we do have our sanctuary back in Canada, maybe we're there for 6 months of the year or 8 months, and then we do, 4 months somewhere in the world and we're doing a rescue mission, right? So being able to come back and forth and keep doing what we love to do.
Yeah.
Do you think Bali will be the place that you do most of your work, or you think you're like...
It's our second home.
Until
I love it.
It's
until it
so
doesn't
good
feel
here,
like-
isn't it?
I think for right now, especially like Alex and I keep saying, like everyone always asks me, like I'm like, dude, it's my second home. Like I don't know what to tell you. You just need to experience Bali for yourself to get what I'm talking about, like to really
people,
understand.
the community and like
It's the energy here
Our-
too, isn't it?
There's a frequency and something in the air that's just like different.
Like when I went to Thailand like a month ago, just a bit under a month ago, I got to Phuket and I was like instantly my brain was like so hectic and crazy and like the energy's just so different.
so different.
And then I was like, God, like what's going on with me? And then as soon as I like landed back to Bali instantly I just felt
Calm.
calm.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this place.
It's just and that people, and I always say, I'm like, it's not the most beautiful place. It's not the most beautiful beaches or ocean to swim in or anything like that. But it's just like, it's the frequency, it's the energy. And like our plan initially was to go somewhere different every winter to do our rescue work. And when we came to Bali after that first year, we're like, we just keep coming back.
Because like a lot of people, like especially you don't meet many Canadians or Americans in
You know
Bali.
what's crazy? Actually, this year, because the last couple of years, I said the same thing. Like, do Canadians not know about Bali or Americans? Like, I'm meeting lots of people from Australia, lots of Europeans. But then this year, I've been meeting a ton of Canadians and a ton of Americans.
Randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder why that's maybe there seems to be a lot of movement going on.
A lot of people I feel like that have like moved here. A lot of Americans we've met that are like living here now.
Mm-hmm. But I think with Bali, like you said, like, is this going to be a place we always come? I think for the time being, yes. I think obviously we built up an amazing community and network out here with connections of people that are doing the dog rescue work every single day that we can come and help. But I also think, obviously, we talked about like the vibe here, the frequency, the energy. But we need to understand that, like, my career, what helps me come out here is like I gotta be in shape, and I play professional football. So I need to go to a place where I feel like I can, wake up every morning, train the absolutely hardest, eat the best foods, get the, utmost best recovery that I can get. And I think out here, what I found with Bali, it has everything I need. I can have the most epic off-season trainings here with my strength and conditioning, all the recovery modalities, the great food I'm eating. And then I can go home and absolutely dominate. I really feel like I can take over, and I've been taking over these seasons the last number of years because it starts in how I prepare every single day in my off season. So I think while I'm currently playing, I think Bali will always be our second home as I come every single off season, just because, again, I say it to everyone like, oh, all I really need is a gym and I can kind of go anywhere in the world. But like, will any other place in the world be like this?
Yeah, it's not necessarily the gym though, is it? It's the community, it's the environment, it's
Totally.
sunshine, access to good food.
Yeah.
You're talking about there, the recovery.
Yeah, like all the modalities here that like I have access to. So
you can afford, like back home, it's very expensive to do all like cryotherapy, oxygen chamber,
like
IVs, massage.
What about your teammates, Brady? Like, what do they think about your
yeah,
adventures to Bali? Like,
a bunch of them are going to come next year.
Yeah, I think some of them are going to be planning a trip and they want to come out here. But I mean, I think you would think obviously my teammates, but obviously guys across the league, you would imagine that they're thinking like, yo, whatever this guy's doing is clearly working. Like I always said, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I've been doing these trips the last number of years. And when we started doing these trips, Alex and I together, every year I've just been having my best season. And the next year's been like, okay, I had a better season. And the following year, I'm just like continuing to unlocking new levels and reaching new heights. Yeah. And I think it's because what I'm doing in my off season. So,
and I think too, like you meet so many different people from different parts of the world here that like this year, like, right, that gets you into like different types of training because they've experienced it from where they're from, like the underwater training that we all did.
That was so epic.
It's like, it's a sense of community here that it's like people really want to see people like succeed and be healthy and like be the best version of themselves. Like nobody's trying to like, I don't know, like fight each other.
No, whatever.
Keep, like keep their secrets. It's like
they're like, hey man, you should try this. You should do this. I'm from here. You should do that. I did this. And it's like, damn, like you really meet some incredible people that just have like a lifetime of knowledge or wisdom on certain things. And they're more than willing to share it with you. Right. Like it's like, they want to help you. Like whatever it is you want to know about, you can ask people and they want to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I've been meeting amazing people out here. That's why I'm still here. Like I only came out here for a short little minute and then I've been here 8 months.
Yeah, it just happens.
It just happens like that.
Yeah.
But just speaking of that, can we talk about the training that we did the other day? That was so cool.
Hypoxic training.
Hypoxic. CO2 tolerance training.
Tolerance training, lung capacity. What I like to say though to people, it's bulletproofing your mind is what it really does.
It really is. Like when we did that training and you're like got the weights and you're walking on the bottom of the pool, it's really, especially if you've done a bit of work on yourself already and you can kind of be in that observer seat, it's so interesting watching what's going on in your head.
Yeah. It's been, I think, my progression to like when I first started this hypoxic training, probably about just over maybe a month and a half ago. I've been doing it twice a week now, and just seeing my progress from like when I first started to now.
You know, for example, let's talk about the farmer's carries.
Under the pool, for that reference, my first ever pool session, I did that. Halfway through, I popped up and started panicking, like, what's going on? To now where I'm able to do laps underwater. But now where I'm actually at, which I really
It's so wild.
appreciate and I'm really like happy I'm in this mode now, is I'm underwater under high pressure where we're controlling my recovery, my rest times, where it's like, hey, you're walking laps, you're out of the pool, short rest, do it again. So you're under a lot of pressure. You're not getting that long enough rest, so
You're having to like recover in between, learn how to like calm yourself, get your oxygen back into your system.
Exactly. And then when you're not fully recovered, you still need to hop in the pool and do that lap. So you need to fully understand, okay, well, you're not fully recovered, but calm your mind, calm your body, and execute the lap. Go there, back, execute it. And what I'm noticing now underwater, I'm actually finding peace underwater. I am taking it truly one step at a time. And it's crazy because I can really feel my steps. It's like, boom, boom. You can feel your heart rate just slow. And in those moments, I'm able to actually visualize and like self-talk to myself under there. And I'm finding myself visualizing about what are my goals for this upcoming season.
You know, what do I truly want? You know, I want a championship. I need a championship.
You know, so visualizing that and talking to myself like, how are you going to get this done? What are you going to do? Do you really want it? What measures are you going to go get that? Like, what are you going to do to be the best teammate you can be this year? So finding myself underwater when I'm doing that, it's also distracting me as well. Understand that if you're just, I got to finish, I got to go there, back, I got to finish. It's all you think about. It takes forever. You're going to start overreacting, maybe freaking out. When I'm doing this self-talk under the pool now there and underwater, it starts to become a breeze for me, you know? I'm very calm, and then next thing you know, I finish, I come up, what's next, you know?
Yeah, it's wild because like when I was doing it and like, because you want to panic and you're underwater and you're on the bottom of the pool. And like what I just was similar, like trying to stay calm, you know, because your body wants to panic. And then I'm just telling myself like, well, we held our breath for 2.5 minutes up there. Like, this is nothing. Like, just walk. You're fine. You're freaking, your mind's trying to trick you because you're surrounded by water, but just keep walking.
And it's like at no point, like, it's like you feel like the weights are holding you down, but it's like at no point can you just not let go of them and come back up.
You sprint it across the pool.
Yeah, but I didn't think I'd be able to do it, to be honest.
I think you could get really good at that.
Yeah, because your first session compared to my first session would blow mine onto the water.
Well, but I love the water, and I did diving and like free diving and stuff. Like I love being in the water. Yeah, but I have a weak mind.
I don't know about that.
Well, no, it's gotten better. But would you say prior to this?
I mean, I just don't the Blumbergs, you know.
Oh, the Blumbergs are confident.
Alex and John, to speak about them, maybe aren't the strongest when it comes to mindset and mental toughness. You know, they may be quick to, if something's hard, maybe there's some resistance there for sure. But this year, and I've been challenging John with that, and he's getting better. But Alex, for sure, very proud of her. The way she's more committed to things, like hard things, like, you know, Alex, for example, loves to sleep.
I do love to sleep. That is a fact. But to be fair, I'm older. I need more sleep, and women in general need more sleep. But anyways, do continue.
Anyways,
I love to sleep.
She's getting up early every morning now, like by herself, just one alarm, hopping out of bed, you know, like just like really good. And then, you know, really focusing on her workouts and the type of food she's getting in, and obviously doing that pool workout. I was like, for me, like I like to say, it's bulletproofing your mind, you know, strengthening your mind. It's extremely, that hypoxic training in the pool is extremely difficult for the mind.
Yeah.
I've been telling people physically it's not a hard workout, but mentally it's one of the hardest things I've ever put myself through. So I was like, when Alex is going to do this, I'm like, I'm intrigued. I want to see how she handles it. Like being in the water under pressure when like you need to come up for air and like, can you keep pushing? And you did really good.
Don't leave him hanging.
Yeah, there we
Sorry.
go.
It was in the moment of like,
You did good though too, because
yeah, you did.
you kind of reminded me of me my first session.
Yeah, you had a
You did one lap, or you got halfway through,
Yeah, and then
popped up.
No,
You freaked out?
not with the farmer's carry.
which one was that? Where you had
The one that
the fight
freaked me out
response?
was
Because I had that.
No,
and
no.
I finished it after
No,
that.
the farmer's carry I was chill. Remember, I was walking really slow. You filmed
Yes.
the one
Was it
that tripped me out was the one where you
ammo
do the
thing?
ammo swim,
The ammo swim?
because I like it just sunk me
That's
to the
tough.
bottom.
Yeah.
I have no buoyancy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I remember like my first session, whatever I was doing, get halfway through, and then I got up because you did that same one after and finished.
Yeah, because he talked
Oh,
her
the
through it. It
ammo
was like,
swim, yeah,
it was
because
just your
I
fight
wigged out. No,
response.
because I was churning water, like, because you know they're
treading.
and then
Which I'm
yeah, that's what
shockingly
you do.
good at.
And then I was out, like I
Yeah.
just
I think it's because
And
I
I
used to
just
be a
done
synchronized
the-
swimmer.
I did the oh no, I didn't do that first. I can't remember, but I was gassed.
Yeah.
But it's like
So-
kind of reminds
The ammo was like the first one we did with a weight though. And that was, you got halfway and you came up and you panicked. And that's when, because you were the first one to go. And that's when he said to you, he's like,
Oh.
this is your fight or flight response. This is now like what everybody sees, like your nervous system or whatever was like, you're going to die under here if you don't come up. And that's when he was like, you guys held your breath for 2.5 minutes. Like you could easily do this.
Yeah.
And then you did it again and you were completely
And you
fine.
did it.
fine, yeah.
It's just like your mind just quickly.
The mind,
Right?
that small voice in your head that's telling you that you can't do this. Like come up for air. And it can be anything. Like that small voice is in your head throughout the course of a day. It's always telling you things like my workout this morning. I didn't think it wasn't up to my standards. I wasn't pleased with it. Whether I was tired this morning, I just like, you have those days, right? But it's that voice in your head that's telling you this. It's like you need to shut that voice up. Tell them like
Yeah.
you're not. Yeah, you're listening to me. I have control over you. And like, I'm not gonna hear your shit today.
Yeah, the inner bitch.
Exactly.
You got to turn it off.
You gotta turn it off. But it's there. I know everyone has it in there. Probably you talk to the most successful people out there.
Of course.
It's in there, but they choose not to listen to it. And that's like me. I choose not to listen to it most times. Like I'm gonna turn it off.
Do you ever hear that shit when you're playing football?
Yeah, I think you always hear it, but you just gotta turn it off. Like I think like you could be losing a game and you might think it's out of reach and it's like, here, it's done. But it's like truly having to have belief and faith in your play, but also your teammates and also your coaches to make sure that they're going to be putting you guys in good positions to succeed. So I think it's always there, but it's up to you to turn off that voice and to not listen to it and to not let it affect your game or to affect your mood or to affect your day-to-day, routines.
But how did you end up with this mindset, Brady?
Yeah, he's got a
Like,
a very
it's
strong
crazy,
mindset for
right?
his
Like-
age too.
Yeah,
No
because
offense.
how old are you?
27.
27.
Yeah.
Like, I was not thinking like that at 27.
I still don't at my age.
Bloombergs.
How old are you?
The Bloombergs.
I am a certain age that doesn't need to be discussed.
Everyone can guess in the comments how old you think Alex.
Wow, that's horrible.
Oh, wow, that's good. Let's see. Let's do someone guesses right.
We'll put out a prize.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't come for me, people. Because I will come for you back. Sorry. Can you cut that?
No. So tell us, Brady, how did you get this mindset?
Yeah, I just think I was forced to grow up a lot faster than most kids when I was younger. I went to a prep school during my grade 11 year, so I moved away. I went to live near Toronto. We played as a full travel team. We played in the U.S. every single week, so I was away from my mom and my siblings, but I just think, the things I had to experience and go through as a young kid that most kids never have to go through or experience, I think what really made me mature a lot quicker than most kids. And that's why I think that's the reason why I am like who I am today, is because like what I experienced and what I went through as a kid.
Yeah, you had to develop some mental
Yeah.
stability
There
and
was
toughness.
there was lots of hard times and tough times, and I truly believe that hard times and tough times make people into a better person.
Yeah,
And
what do
like,
they say? Hard times make
I've heard it.
You
What
know
is
this
it?
thing.
Yeah.
Hard heads.
Good, hard times make good men make good times make.
Huh?
I don't know, something. It was something like that. I don't know. You know the thing.
I mean, I think people can go either way, right? So it's like, just because you had a rough childhood, like it still speaks a lot about you because that could have turned you also in down the wrong path, right? So it's like
Yeah.
your mom was a big factor in obviously keeping you in
Yeah.
the right.
Like I've seen so many,
and
yeah, I've seen so many kids, like, obviously I lived in a houstuhold with a father that was a drug addict, my entire life. So I'm not the only kid that's ever gone through that.
No.
But I've seen other kids that have gone through that and then have gone down the wrong path, And I think what I learned from this was to use whatever negative energy that you have going on, like use that into a positive. And when I was a kid, I remember I'd always use this analogy. It's like I'd come home from school and there was so much negative energy in the household, and I would just use all that negative energy as fuel, and I would just let it like build my inner fire. And I had obviously siblings to
But just
Be-
you?
no, so it was me, my brother, and my sister, older brother, younger sister, but we all use sport as a way to like get out, like get out of the house to keep us busy. My mom did a great job of keeping us busy, but and also is raising us into good human beings. I think at the end of the day, whatever I went through, yeah, it was tough, but my mom, at the end of the day, always raised us to be kind, compassionate, loving, respectful towards others. Like, she was always like that towards us. But I think, yeah, using that negative energy as fuel to my fire, and it really, what I went through catapulted me, because I always say this, if I didn't experience what I went through as a kid, all those hard times, seeing things I wish you didn't have to see, or hearing those things, hearing those comments made to my mom, whatever it was, if I didn't go through that, I would not be here sitting with you today, talking to you, because life wouldn't have brought me here. If I had a privileged lifestyle growing up, I don't think I'd have that drive and determination. Like, I was always a very hungry kid, and I use that analogy too. It's like, yeah, sometimes I'd open the fridge and there's nothing in the fridge, and like literally I was hungry as a kid, right? And so always just wanting better for like my future life, and being able to do what we're doing today, like being able to go out to nice restaurants because I've earned it. Like I've earned my success up to this point to get to go live life the way I want it to be lived, So I'm very fortunate and blessed to, it's crazy to say, because yeah, there's lots of many moments as a kid where it was shitty, it was tough, but I'm glad I went through that because it made me into the man I am today.
Wow, that's amazing. And your mom's done a good job, huh?
Yeah,
She's a
it's
gem.
amazing.
Oh, and even growing up, that was my why. Still is my why. She's one of the most amazing women out there, and that was my why growing up. Going through high school football, wanting to earn a full ride scholarship down in the U.S. I wanted to play at the highest level. So like for me, I was like, I wanted to get a full ride NCAA Division I scholarship so that I can go there and my mom doesn't have to pay anything. Because unfortunately, I knew that if I didn't get a scholarship, I wasn't going to be going to that next level, which was the collegiate route, because my mom just wouldn't be able to afford it, So I had that hunger and drive inside me to, okay, let's keep going. Like, you need to earn that. Like, go get that scholarship. So my mom was always in the back of my head, right? Like, she was my why, and wanting better for her, So then earned that full ride scholarship, and then, yeah, I got drafted to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the CFL, and been playing pro the last going to my 6th year. So, but yeah, where I am today, it's because of what I went through, and it's, it got me to where I am.
That's amazing. I guess that also like winds into the story of the dogs, right? Because you can really empathize with the life that they're living out there.
Totally.
Yeah.
Just wanting them to be loved and cared for.
Yeah.
Totally, and
Absolutely.
what that does for them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I got a few more questions here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to snooze?
Yeah, I would love.
Kevin, I'm gonna
What do you
just get
got
up and
there?
stretch my legs for a second.
Oh yeah.
My old age coming up.
I got some good old Norwegian snooze.
Is this allowed?
These ones.
Can I stretch?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
stretch.
you can stretch.
Do what
It's still live though.
Do what you need.
But you can't see me.
The brioche is getting right in the camera there.
Oh, was it? My juicy brioche.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stretch my
These ones
legs.
are strong, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They're nice though.
Oh, minty.
Yeah.
Dogs are all coming for you.
I know, of course, my babies.
I just got a couple more. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's good though.
Wasabi no.
Very interesting story.
Yes, and you know what? I am very
Flip that. Yeah.
and
So it makes you different from a lot of.
yeah, I'm very open with sharing my story because at the end of the day, I know there's so many other kids out there going through what I'm
Come here, baby.
going through what I went through as a young kid. So if I can, tell my story and kind of, show them, where I am in life today and understand that, you don't need to let your situation that you're currently going through dictate your future, so
Yeah.
openly telling my story and sharing it and hoping that it inspires someone out there to say, you know what, like if Brady did it and went through that, like, why can't I go do it? Why can't I follow in his footsteps and want better for myself and for your future family, right? And that was a big thing for me growing up. I really just thought about that and thought about my mom again, thought about my mom and my siblings. And, unfortunately it's a disease, right? My dad is a incredible person when he's not, using. And now he's back in my life. And before we left to Bali last year, actually, I took him to rehab before I left and had him in a great 90-day program there, and then had him moved over to a sober living house. So he's back in my life now. He's had some hiccups, but I'm there to support him now. Obviously, as an adult, it's different, right? Because as a kid, I thought I needed him. You're my father. Like, you got to be there for me, right?
I think we have these kind of we idolize our parents as kids, right? You have these expectations about
of course.
expecting them to be a certain way.
Like a superhero.
Yeah.
Especially a father figure. And that's why I'm a big mama's boy.
Yeah.
So
Really?
my mom's my everything.
Yeah.
That's sweet though.
But I think it gives you a different sort of respect towards women.
Yeah, totally.
Because you have a very different respect. Not that there's a lot of men that just don't, right? That just have this different sort of outlook on relationships and how to treat women and stuff. And
I think you gotta also find your person.
Of course,
you gotta find your
So you weren't always.
No,
Go for it.
obviously I had my college days and stuff. It was fun playing football. It was great. I
Dave,
the
don't
US.
forget I've been working out. I will beat you up.
She has been grinding lately out here, but I think you finding your person, and again,
It's me.
it is her.
No, it's a great match. You're obviously very passionate about. You've got a common interest.
I think that was the biggest thing. If we're on this topic now, I think, Alex has been doing dog rescue for how long now?
15 years.
Long time, and I've only been doing it for 5 years now, I think.
Yeah.
6 years.
Close to 5-6 years.
And when I found someone that was doing this work, I was like, oh, she's just a great human being. That's what brought us together. The line of dog rescue work that we both shared a common interest in.
Yeah.
And then it started with us going on rescue runs together, taking our dogs out, and it started as a total friendship, and then it blossomed into something super amazing, right? So I think when you finding your person, I think it's when it's authentic and real, and it turns into it starts as a friendship, it turns into something special. I think what can really last a lifetime,
Yeah.
Make me cry.
It's very sweet.
It's so sweet, right? But it's true. We connect very deeply over the dog rescue stuff, and it's to have somebody that understands the ups and downs of it. And it's I've dated guys that's just I'll go on a rescue run and be in a state of emotional depression or whatever it is, and they just can't understand it. Or if I'm it's a Friday night and we have plans and I get a call about a dog that's been dumped, I'm we're going, and they're no,
not everyone understands that. To put this in context, for example, in Bali 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it was crazy how this happened. One of the sports reporters back in our city that covers Winnipeg Blue Bombers and Winnipeg Jets, all of our sports teams in the city, he took time off and has been traveling Southeast Asia with his girlfriend, and he ended up being in Bali. And he reached out to me and said, hey, think I could tag along
rescue day.
a day with you. Like what's your day look like? I think it'd be cool to put perspective into people that read these newspapers and articles of like what you're actually doing in your off season. So I'm like, yeah, if you wanna come along and see, like, for sure. So we started off the morning at Nirvana. I put him. It was like 7 a.m. We did a cold plunge right away, then sauna. First time I think he ever did a cold plunge, and he was like, "This is insane." Put him through a workout. We had great food after, great conversation. Then after that, I'm like, "Hey," then our day usually starts of mornings dedicated to the gym, health and wellness, and then afternoon, the dogs. So I took him to do a street feeding with Etta. It's called My Bali Dogs out here. Whenever I see her, I always tell her she's a walking angel. So Taylor was kind of documenting the whole day. And this is when 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, when crazy rainy season here. But rainy season this year has been insane. Like, it's nonstop
it has
raining.
been.
So Etta said, I don't know if we can do a street feeding and visit her shelter because it was flooding, unfortunately, her shelter. So I'm like, well, the dogs still need to eat. So we'll come assist you and we'll come help you. And when we got there, it was flooded, piss and shit all in the water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we gotta help. So I took off my shoes, barefoot, walking through the water. Alex too, and Taylor's like,
Go see Dad.
is this what we do? And I'm like, yeah, like if you want to. So again, not everyone can go through it. So finding someone like a partner like Alex that's willing to do this as well. And Taylor was great. He experienced everything with us, walked in the water with us, fed the dogs. And yeah, so moral of the story is finding someone that is willing to, it's not glorious, like I said, right? Like there's lots of tough times in rescue, and you'll get messy. It's not just cute puppies all the time. You will get messy. And yeah, so when that article comes out, it's going to be a very cool article and give people perspective of what actually we do out here and what my off-season training looks like, right?
Yeah.
Like below?
It's wild.
Anybody?
That's so cool. So how can people support what you guys are doing here?
I would say like the biggest way to support is monetary donations, obviously, is kind of what's needed the most. And then I think, again, just like if you can't donate, like spread awareness, to share their stories, to share the stories of like the local shelters that are doing the work, finding a local shelter, even wherever you live, to help walk dogs, even if you spend an afternoon there playing with the dogs or dropping off dog food or fostering, whatever it is. Like, I think little small things add up to big things. And people think, well, if I'm only dropping off a bag of dog food, like that's not really doing much. But it's like, if everybody did that, that's huge.
Yeah.
You know? So I think just finding something you're passionate about and figuring out how you can help even in a very small way.
I think it goes back to, everyone has a purpose in this life. And this, is it here?
No, other side.
Other side. I have purpose on here because I really do think it's important. Everyone has their purpose and their calling in life, whatever it is, whether it's with animals, dogs, people, elderly, like whatever it is, like live out your calling because that's what we're on earth to do. We're here to be good human beings, to impact this world, to leave it a better place than when we got it here. When we got here. So, whatever your calling is, just live it out. And it also brings lots of joy and gratitude to your life as well,
Makes life fulfilling, doesn't it?
Totally fulfilling. So when we're out here doing this rescue mission, obviously, this is essentially like a holiday and vacation for us, but we're living out our calling and our purpose, and it brings so much fulfillment to our life when we can bring in dogs that, essentially they thought they had no more hope, and we can bring them in and give them that second chance. And it's very important to them, but also important to us, and gives us great fulfillment in life.
Yeah. It's amazing. I think that might be a really good note to
it's a good ending.
Things on, yeah.
What do you think, Wasabi? Anything?
Unless there's anything, any last thing you think it would be worth to add?
And I think, again, with people supporting, right? Obviously, Alex and I, through our social channels, we like to share lots of the stuff that we're doing to raise awareness, right? Like Alex was saying. So, even if people don't know how to get involved, people can always send us a message, and we'll try and get back to you guys and give you some insight of what we do and answer your questions. And yeah, I think the biggest thing is, be a good person every single day and make this world a better place.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Well, that's a good note to end this episode on, I think. So
Rix, I appreciate
I
you.
really
That was
appreciate
great.
it. Thank you so much, guys.
Sabi?
Yeah, sabi.
Well, thank you for listening to another episode of Design on Purpose, and obviously I'll chuck the links in the description, and if anyone out there feels inclined to donate to the cause, it's an amazing cause. As you can see, these dogs here are getting a very nice, loving second chance.
Yeah.
Maybe even third or fourth in some cases.
Yeah.
And it's a great thing to contribute to. And other than that, I think that's a great message there to, live your life's calling, find the thing that drives you, something that you feel inspired by, where your energy goes, and to follow that, because that's very telling. There's something there for everybody. Everybody has something like that.
Something that
Everyone
makes you
has
tick,
something.
right?
I got
Yep.
goosebumps now. That's honestly, everyone has something.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you got this far, thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week for another episode of Design on Purpose. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Cool.